Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the place where you learn new skill every time you visit. So keep updating yourself by subscribing to the channel.
In this video, we'll discuss the while loop in Python, the for loop in Python, and some other statements which we use in loops.
Loops in Python. In any programming language, a loop is used to repeat a set of instructions or functions until a condition is true. We have two types of loops in Python, which are the for loop and the while loop. So let's discuss about the for loop. The Python for loop is used to iterate a part of a program many times. Just like in any other language, the Python loop is also used to repeat a set of instructions up to a specific number of times. If the number of iteration is fixed, then we always use, or it is suggested that we should use a for loop, because in for loop we know that from where to start, where the loop is starting, till what value it's going, and what is how many increment it's taking at a place, the loop variable. Okay, let's see the syntax over here. We have a for loop. All right, so the syntax is for I, where I is a loop variable. All right, I is a loop variable. In range, this is the command, and in the bracket we specified three statements over here. Now out of these three statements, the first one is the initializer. That means this value is the value from where the loop values variable starts. For example, here the loop variable is I, so the first value of I is going to be the 1. All right, so if I see the output of this, the first value of I which will be getting printed, which will get printed is 1. After the initializer, we have the testing condition. Now testing condition is the one where the I variable is being tested. That is, we can call it upper limit of the loop. So here it will check whether the value of I has reached up to the upper limit, that is 10, 10 or not. Okay, so this is the testing condition. And the third part of a loop is the update. So here the update is the third value, the third parameter of this bracket, which is 1. So that means the value of I will start from 1, keep increasing by 1, and this way it will go till one value less than the upper limit. So that means it will go from 1 to 9. So this statement for I in range 1, 10, 1, print I is going to print the value of I 9 times, 1 till 9. All right. Now this loop is called the entry control loop. Why it's called an entry control loop? Because we are controlling the entry. We are testing the condition at the entry of the loop. So it's called an entry control loop. All right. Now let's see what we have in the while loop. Now the for loop in Python, let's go in detail with the for loop in Python first. The for loop in Python has 4 statements basically inside it. The first one is the initialization, which we have already seen that over here the value 1 in the bracket, first value is the initialization. That is the value which will be the initialized or given to the first content, which will be the first content of the variable I. Then we have the condition, right, which will be the last value, one value less than the last value, or the condition which should be true for the execution of the loop. Then there's a statement. Statement is the thing which is written inside the loop. That means this is a statement. The print I over here is a statement. And the upgrade part or the increment or the decrement part is the third value, third number inside that bracket. Okay. So this is the syntax of a for loop. Now this is called an entry control loop because, as I told you in the previous slide, we check the condition at the beginning. Now let's move on to one more thing which we only have in Python, the else in the for loop. We have else in other languages with if only, if and else. But in Python, You can use else with a loop also. All right. So else in a for loop, how do we use it? If you look at this example, it says for x in range 10. Now here, I'm only specifying one value 10. I'm not specifying the three parameters which we discussed in the previous slide, that the starting value, comma, the testing condition, comma, the update. So here only one value is specified. So when only one value is specified, that means that that is the upper limit. So by default, it is understood that the value of the loop variable x will start from 1. Okay, it will start from 1, and with the updation of 1 at a time, it will go till 9. 1 less than the upper limit given on the bracket. Okay, so here it's going to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then when this condition is, the value has reached 10, means when the condition becomes false, it goes to else and prints finally finished. All right, so this else part gets executed when the loop gets over. So this is the way we use the else statement in the with the loop in a Python. All right. Now we also have one statement called a pass statement. A pass statement is something which actually does not do anything, which lets the compiler get passed from it whenever this statement is executed. Now, when do we use it? In some of the examples, some of the problems, we need a loop, but we don't want to execute anything in the loop content. All right. Like look over here. Suppose I need something to be printed when the loop ends, but I still need the loop to run for a certain number of times. Maybe for like a pause statement. So over here, as I've shown, for x in range 10, that means this loop is going to run 10 times, and I'm not doing nothing over there inside the body, so I can write a statement pass. All right. Then it will go to else, and it will print the message finally finished. So the pass statement in Python is used to when you don't have to print anything in the uh, content of the body of the loop. Now we have the while loop in Python. The Python while loop is used to iterate a part of a program many times. If the number of iterations are not fixed, it is recommended. So we recommend you the while loop if the number of iterations are not fixed, whereas we recommended you the for loop when the number of iterations were fixed. Okay. So the syntax of this while loop is here the initializer. We have to initialize the loop variable before the loop starts at the beginning of the program, before the loop starts actually. Then we have to give a condition part along with the while, and then the update part comes at the end of the loop, right? So here the value of I will start from 1. Then it's going to check whether I modulus 7, modulus means the remainder operator. So it will check whether the value of I gets divided by 7. If it divides, the remainder has to be 0. But if it does not divide, then it enters, then the condition becomes true. It enters the loop and prints I. So that means it's going to print 1, right? Because 1 does not divide. Now after that, it comes over here, increase the value of I by 1. So it becomes 2. Now 2 modulus 7 again does not divide. So it will print 2. Then it will print 3, then 4, then 5, 6. When it becomes 7, this condition becomes true because 7 modulus 7 is 0. 7 divides by 7. So then it won't enter the loop. So it is going to print these values. Okay. So this is the syntax of a while loop which we use. The initializer starts at the before the while loop. The update is at the end of the while loop, and the condition is being checked along with the while statement. All right. So these are the two types of loop which we have in Python. And this is also called entry control loop because the condition is being checked at the entry point of the loop. Wherever we are entering the loop, the condition is getting checked over there. So let's understand everything practically. So let's go to the Python compiler, idle, and do all these programs practically. So here I am inside the Python compiler, the idle compiler which we are using in this video series. And I have opened a file by the name P1 where I have typed already typed the general syntax of the loop. So this syntax over here shows that the value of I will start from 1, will go till 10. So it won't go till 10, it will just go till 9 only. It won't print the last element, and the increment will be 1. So let's run and see what value the I prints. So when I compile it, it prints me the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. If I want to print the values horizontal, right, not in the vertical way, then what I need to do is I just need to add one statement after this print, which is end equals space. So when I say end equals space, it actually adds on a space after the number which is printed, and then everything, or you can think it like that, that it makes the printing happen horizontally. End equals to space means the next printing is going to happen on the same line. Let's see that. Here I compile it. There it goes. You can see that the printing is happening horizontally. All right. You can see it here. Earlier it was vertical, now it's horizontal. All right. Now let's once see the syntax of the while loop also, and then we will discuss few examples of these two loops. So as we discussed, the while loop, so the syntax of the while loop goes like this. I equals to 1, the initializer has to be put before the loop starts, then while your condition. Let's take the same example which we did in the previous slides. I modulus 7 not equals to 0, okay? So if the value of I does not divide by 7, then it enters the loop and prints the value of I. And then I'll increase the value of I plus 1. So if I want them in a horizontal way, I can put n equals to space here. So now it'll first check the value of I as 1. If we take the value of I as 1, checks if it divides by 1 or not. If it won't divide, so it will enter the loop and print the value of I, that is 1. Then it increases to 2. Again, that won't divide as per this condition. Condition becomes true. So it prints 2. So on, it keeps on printing till 6. When it becomes 7, it gets divided and it doesn't print it. Let's see. Does it work the same way as the printer? Yeah, you see, it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when the value of I reaches 7 and the condition becomes false, it does not enter the loop and does not print anything. Okay. We can also use the else statement over here. Let's try that. We can say print loop ended with I, or to print the value of I with which the loop ends I. Okay, let's see. So here I run again. So here I have used the else statement also along with the while. So till the condition is true, it prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When the condition becomes false, it goes to the else part over here. Else part over here. All right, and prints the loop ended with I equals to 7 value. Okay, so this is the way we use else along with any loop. We can use it with for loop, we can use it with while loop also. Okay, now we have one more statement to be checked, which is a pass statement. So what I'll do over here is I'll change to the for loop. So for I in range 10, pass, and then else. Okay, now you see loop ended I equals to 9. So for all the values of I till 9, okay, it just passes the value, and when the value of I reaches 9, it comes out of the loop, goes to the else, and prints the value of I is 9. So for the pass statement, it's not going to do anything, it just passes it out. Okay, all right. So now where do we use these loops? We can use these loops to find a factorial of a number, to find the checking a number is a prime factor, checking a number is um, divisible by something, generating a series of natural number, generating a series of square of the natural number. So let's generate a series of square of the natural numbers. Now we know that the natural numbers are the square of the natural numbers are of course 1, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, and so on. All right. So how to generate that series? In such cases, we need one variable, of course, for printing the term. So first, I'll print the natural number series. So term equals to 1. For I in range, and I'll run it properly now with all three parameters. It starts from 1, it goes to 10, and increases by 1. All right. And then over here, inside the loop, instead of saying it pass, I'll print the term. And I want the continuation, so I want it as horizontal way, so I put n equals to space. And else, when the loop ends, it goes and prints. I can also sum it up over here. So s equals to s plus term. All right. Now, since it's a natural number, so the value of term will increase by 1 only. So term plus 1. All right. I need to initialize s equals to 0 for the sum. And over here in the else part, when the loop is ending, I'll print the sum of the series. So this is basically printing the natural number series and printing the sum of the natural number series. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, it prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and also prints the sum of the first 9 natural number is 45. Now I want to change it to the square of the natural number. So I need not to do anything. Just the series will start, of course, from 1. It will increase by 1 only. But the only thing is, while printing it out, I can print the square of it. Now, to print the square of something in Python, you have a function called power. Power, the base value. Suppose you want to raise term to the power 2, so you have to say power term, comma 2. Okay, so this is going to print term to the power 2. All right. So if I have to print like 2 to the power 3 in Python, then I have to write power. The first parameter will be a base 2, and the second parameter is going to be a power. So the same way, I have used the base as term here, and my power is 2 because I have to print the square of the natural numbers, right? And then while summing it up, I also have to do the term square. Now let's run it and see what output it produces. So yeah, it gives me the square of the natural numbers. Here, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81. Sum is 285. That's perfectly all right. Now, if I want to print the sum of the cubes, nothing, just I need to change the power to 3. Here and here. And I'll run. So here it goes. Yeah, do you see that? We have the cube series printed 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 2, 16, 3, 4, 3, 512, and 729. So the sum of the cube series till 9, 1 to 9, all numbers, cubes printed, and sum is done. So this is the way we use loop to print sum of series. We use loop also to print patterns that we are going to discuss in next videos. And we'll go further in details in the loop, nested loops, and printing patterns and other application of the loops in the next video. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you for your time, giving your time. Take care. Bye-bye. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Also press the bell notification so that you get notification as soon as I release a new video. Share and like the video.